Today we have a very special guest, Evan Latos, who is the lead on Team Yukon in the upcoming Tim Hortons Brier, is joining us today for an interview. And so thank you so much for being with us today, Evan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And so Evan, kind of tell us about your curling journey so far and how you went from Lloydminster to Saskatoon all the way into Whitehorse and then eventually joined Team Yukon.
Okay, well, I'll give you a bit of a background. So I grew up in Lloydminster. Started curling in grade 6 or 7 out of the Lloydminster Curling Club there. Curled all the way up to high school. At that point, I moved to Saskatoon for post-secondary school, and I've been in Saskatoon ever since for the last 10 years. However, recently a job opportunity came up to move to the Yukon. So I moved up to the Yukon last year in the spring. Yeah, so I moved up to the Yukon in the spring of last year. And I moved up there with the intent, it's going to be a great opportunity, just to experience the Yukon, see the landscape, see what the Yukon has to offer. But with that being said, in the back of my mind, knowing that there's a good opportunity for curling in the Yukon, that was also on my mind when I took the job up there. So through a mutual work acquaintance, I got in touch with Thomas Scoffin through the summer. And then I joined the team in the fall, throwing lead stones for Thomas.
And so Evan, kind of tell us about the training that you guys have been doing and the workouts and what you guys have been doing in order to be ready to play in the Brier.
Yeah, so we decided, with COVID and everything else going on, we didn't travel out of the territory to play any bonspiels or tournaments. So we've been focusing most of our efforts on practice and the Super League play in Whitehorse. So we've been practicing lots, 4 or 5 times a week in preparation. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident how everyone's throwing the rock right now. Like with a lot of practice time here, we've really smoothed things over, and the team's really starting to gelling. So I'm feeling pretty confident of how the team's playing right now.
Your brother is competing right now to represent Team Saskatchewan in the Brier, as well as another local kid from Lloydminster is going to be competing and trying to get to play for Team Saskatchewan as well. Could you just tell us a little bit more about that and how it will feel to play against your home province?
Yeah, so my younger brother, Jared, he's in the Tankard for Saskatchewan, which is the qualifying tournament for the Brier. So yeah, it'd be super exciting if he can make it there. I mean, again, I'm always rooting for him. Yeah, it'd be fantastic for him to make it as well. Again, it's just such a great experience. Always rooting for him. So it'd be good too. Jared grew up in Lloyd, so have another Lloyd connection there. Another team to look out for at the SaskTel Tankard is Team Ryan Dice. Ryan's from Lloydminster as well, so there's a good chance you could see 2 different teams with some Lloydminster representation on it.
It's kind of the dream of every young male curler to eventually one day play in the Tim Hortons Brier in Canada. And so tell me about what's going through your mind right now and the feeling of being able to play in the biggest national tournament for curling.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited. I mean, this is a tremendous experience. I think everybody that grows up curling, like you said, that's the pinnacle, that's what you're trying to make for. So yeah, we're just super excited. Looking forward to getting down there and playing, competing against some of the top teams in the world. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic experience, and we're really looking forward to see how we stack up against some of the top teams.
So Evan, with the ever-changing climate that is COVID, tell us what the current plans are for the Brier in terms of how they're dealing with COVID restrictions and what might happen if restrictions are to lift down in Alberta and in Lethbridge.
Yeah, so with COVID right now, it's a pretty fluid situation, just like everything else. So currently with the Alberta health regulations, they can have 50% capacity. So Curling Canada is planning on allowing to have fans in the stands. With that being said, they're hopeful that restrictions will be lifted and they will be able to bump it up to 100%. As of right now, we have to take a COVID test prior to leaving the territory, arriving to the event. Once we arrive to the event, we have to take another COVID test, and then there'll be kind of daily rapid tests as well to check for COVID. That's the plan as of now, but like I said, restrictions seem to be changing here daily. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Thank you so much for the interview today, Evan. It was an absolute pleasure, and we wish you all the best at the Tim Hortons Brier that will be starting on March 4th down at the NMAX Center at Lethbridge.
Awesome. Well, thanks. I appreciate it.